Frank Lucas was a gangster and drug kingpin that constructed an international drug ring that spanned from New York to Southeast Asia in the 1960s. He aspired to be what he termed Donald Trump rich, so he calculated a plan after seeing the potential of the heroin business that was largely fed by the Vietnam War at the time. Lucas knew that there was profit to be made if he could obtain the heroin and bypass the Italian mafia, who was in control of the Harlem area at the time, and that's exactly what Lucas did. His gang was known for brutal acts of violence, and he had a huge monopoly on Manhattan's heroin market. During the height of his operations, Lucas was making an estimated $1 million a day from selling heroin. His story has been remade into a Hollywood film starring Denzel Washington called American Gangster. The Lord of the Skies was the nickname given to Mexican drug lord Armando Carlos Fuentes. He came into power and seized control of the Juarez cartel after assassinating his boss, Rafael Aguilar Guajardo. He earned the nickname Lord of the Skies by utilizing private planes to carry cocaine around the world. Fuentes owned a fleet of 27 private jets, which he used to transport large amounts of cocaine, and was very successful at it. In his prime, he was reported to have a net worth of over $25 billion. However, it all ended with the Mexican drug lord when he died while undergoing extensive plastic surgery to change his appearance. Oddly enough, the bodies of the two physicians who performed the surgery on Fuentes were found dead, encased in concrete inside steel drums, with their bodies showing signs of torture. The most famous gangster to walk the earth was that of Al Capone. Scarface, as he was known back then, was an American gangster who dedicated his life to smuggling alcohol and involving himself in prostitution. He was personally accountable for 4 murders and responsible for 300 gangland murders as Chicago's mob boss. He was quite the celebrity in Chicago, however his reputation became damaged after it was discovered that he was responsible for the ordering of the 1929 St. Valentine's Day massacre, which saw 7 people gunned down in cold blood. Even though Al Capone was so high profile, the police were never able to pin a single crime on him. But in 1931, Al Capone was eventually arrested and prosecuted by the Internal Revenue Service for tax evasion. He spent a total of 11 years in prison until he became ill, serving time in Atlanta and most famously Alcatraz. Nicknamed the Beast, Salvatore Riina is a former chief of the Sicilian Mafia. Riina was born and raised in Sicily, and is said to be the most feared of all mafia bosses. He is personally accountable for murdering nearly 40 people and ordered hits on hundreds of others, according to his favourite assassin, Giovanni Brusca. One of Riina's most notable crimes include the Christmas Massacre. Riina ordered a terror-style atrocity which involved detonating explosives on board the 904 express train from Naples to Milan, killing 17 people and wounding 267. His other notable crime includes the ordered attacks of magistrates Giovanni Falcon and Paolo Borsellino. These organised hits were a result of prosecutions that the two had against the mafia. The two targets were killed using explosives months apart from each other. Salvatore Riina was eventually arrested for his crimes. He made a critical error when he ordered the murders of several anti-mafia prosecutors, which led to his eventual capture. He is currently held in a maximum security prison with limited contact with the outside world in order to prevent him from running his organisation from behind bars. Pablo Escobar was a Colombian drug lord whose ruthlessness made him one of the wealthiest and most powerful and most violent criminals of all time. He controlled several drug empires and murdered thousands of people from across the world. He was a founding member of the Medellin cartel, one of the most powerful drug cartels in all of Colombian history. In fact, his cartel at the height of his career supplied an estimated 80% of the cocaine smuggled into the United States, turning over $21.9 billion a year in personal income. With an estimated worth of $30 billion, Escobar was named one of the 10 richest people on Earth by Forbes. The war against Pablo Escobar ended on December 2nd in 1993, 24 hours after his 44th birthday, when Colombian National Police gunned down Escobar and his bodyguard as the two fugitives attempted to escape by running across rooftops. Escobar suffered gunshots to the leg and torso and a fatal gunshot through the ear. Pablo Escobar's story has been retold in the Netflix series Narcos.